Hello Year 7, it's Mr. Gore again. I just thought I'd do another video to explain to you the transition of power between Charles II through to the Glorious Revolution. And once again, I'm going to use my daughter's cuddly toys to explain how we move between the different monarchs. So I think it worked quite well last time. So let's start off with Charles II. He is represented by this white bunny, and in 1660 he is restored to the throne. Now he reigns until 1685, and at that point, when he dies, he doesn't actually have any legitimate children, meaning children that he has had with his wife, although he did have a lot of illegitimate children with various mistresses. So when he dies in 1685, the throne passes to his younger brother, a man called James. Now it's worth saying that Charles II is a Protestant, but on his deathbed he converts to being Catholic. And when he dies in 1685, and his brother James comes to the throne and becomes James II, James II is a Catholic. Now, he's the last Catholic king that Britain ever has. He has a rather complicated family situation. So he is married to a woman who is represented here by this kangaroo. He is married to a woman called Anne Hyde in 1660, and they have two children together. The first one is called Mary, who was born in 1662, and the second one is called Anne, who's born in 1665. Now, you would think that because these two parents are Catholic, these children, Mary and Anne, would be raised as Catholic, but as they are born and raised during the reign of Charles II, Charles II is still quite influential, and he wants them raised as Protestants. So they're actually brought up as Protestants. And by the time we get to 1685, when James is king, James II is king, Anne is actually dead by this point. And these two have grown up as Protestants. So when James becomes king in 1685, the Protestants of Britain aren't particularly happy about it, but they are aware that when he dies, the throne is going to pass to one of his two Protestant daughters. And it's worth saying that Mary, the eldest of the two, has married a man called William, who is also a Protestant leader. So it looks like the throne is going to be Catholic for a while, but actually we're going to be passing the throne to Protestants in the not too distant future. However, in 1673, James had married another woman who is Protestant, and married a woman called Mary of Modena. And what really complicates the family situation is in 1688 she claims, and there is some dispute about this, but she claims to have given birth to another child. Okay, another bunny, as they all relate to James II. This boy is called James Stuart, and because he is a boy, the throne would pass automatically to James over Mary and Anne. Let's ignore the fact that he's wearing a rather fetching dress. This is problematic because James and Mary are planning to raise James as a Catholic. So this means that Britain is going to be, it looks like it's going to be a Catholic country. Now the Protestants are very upset by this in 1688. It's actually one of the causes why there is a rebellion against James. And when they invite William and Mary to take the throne in 1688, they eventually take it in 1689. This essentially ends this. This gets rid of James and his wife, and it also gets rid of his son. And British history could have been very different. We have the reign of William and Mary. Mary dies in 1694. William lives until 1702. And then after that, they don't have any children. The throne passes to Mary's younger sister, Anne, who reigns from 1702 to 1714, and we have a Protestant country from 1689 onwards. But it could have been very, very different if this rebellion didn't happen. We would have had a completely different royal family, and we would have had, presumably, James III taken over from his father. So that explains how we get from Charles II to James II to the Glorious Revolution, where William and Mary take the throne, and hopefully that should answer any questions that you have.